Thank you, Danny, but just one sentence before you go down. He established, or is in the process in establishing in Tel Aviv, a very special center on translational medicine. So if you have idea and you want to translate it, he's the guy. I want to kind of conclude, and I want to reflect first to this wonderful session and to these two guys, but I want to come back to life in extreme condition, as I want to show you, and you look at that. And referring to the very first lecture this morning, what I said is life in extreme condition. You refer to that as it is, as I said earlier, the micro and macro environment. And it's not only the biology like Danny just presented, but it's the biology and the mental, your profession, and the culture, and all what's around, which makes us here. And all that has to be taken into consideration when we are talking about life by definition, by all means. And these two gentlemen that were here, Dan Peer and Professor Mauro Ferrari, were my collaborators in submitting a flagship on looking on the broadband of the human behavior in his environment. So you see, the world is small. They were the two last one, and I'm trying to conclude that. And speaking about that, I want to refer to other, other speakers. And Dario said that the time is now. I said it in the beginning. The time is now. But he was referring also to another thing that regarding combining and embedding technology, and even more importantly, he was talking about the value of variance. So a lot of people asked me here, and I didn't want to do it in the beginning, who am I? I mean, I didn't tell anything about myself, and I didn't say anything. So I promised at the end, but I'll do it very shortly. So I was always at the variance. I was never in the middle, and I wanted to be, because it's much easier, even for science and nature, and I will talk about that. And even though, and I will tell you just because we remained, and I thank you very much, all of you, to be here and to be here with us. And we are kind, and we saw it yesterday evening, and thank you for the award, that we are kind of a family. And I will tell you just one example how the variance can make a change. And I was very young, and it's a personal story, and actually I was supposed to be a poetry or a writer or something like that. Things changed at the high school and so on, and all of a sudden I became a mathematician, and then there were too many in mathematics, so I moved to biology, and then I went to the army, like Yaron said yesterday, and the day before yesterday, times run, and I was suggested to be a computer science. I said, no, I want to be a fighter. So I went, and I was a fighter, and at the day that I finished my army, I went to study computer science, and I became a computer programmer. And then I was very successful in the industry, but I moved. I wanted to go to study, because that's what they told us. So I went to the Hebrew University, and I wanted to study computer science. But there were no computer science, so they told me study biology, study statistics and economics. And I remember, I was very young, and I remember I told him, economics? We are the Jewish tradition? We don't eat in restaurants? We don't care about salary? And then what I said, with all the Jewish tradition, I cannot study economics. So he said, what do you want? I said, statistics and biology, because I had my major of biology at high school. So he said, we don't have. So he said, you know what? Go to the president of the Hebrew University in Jerusalem and suggest. So I went over with all the passion of the Jewish tradition and culture, and I said, I cannot study economics. So he said, bring me another 3 people and we'll open statistics and biology. It was called statistics and biology, not biostatistics like today. So I brought him, and I brought him 3 scholars that are very known today. One is Shimon Ullman from the Weizmann Institute, and another, so we were 3. And speaking about education, there were no program. We were studying whatever we wanted. I was first year studying on monkeys with computers because I knew computers. And we had all of very strange. And biostatistics today is a very big theme. So I was never, and then it went on and it's very hard. It's not the right way. I wouldn't recommend my kids to go at the extreme, but that's what really makes the change. And we can make it. And speaking about these broad disciplines, even about what Alan Leshner said, that education has to be changed. So further on, I went to the Technion and I did my PhD, only because they weren't able to combine at the Hebrew University statistics and biology because they knew one theme in statistics, only one. And biology couldn't understand any further, rather than normal distribution or something like that. And then I moved to the Technion and I developed a medical system of electrocardiogram diagnosis, doesn't matter. And then companies came and they wanted to buy. I said, money? I'm academia. And I moved. And then to the education. At 89, you see, I'm very old, 89, I was suggesting, came back to Israel after my postdoc at Harvard, and I wanted to say that the academia has to be changed. And I even quoted the big tradition of Athens, that the science had to go in each area to establish, and now we have to go, we are matured enough to go to the broadband. But nobody, 28 years, the academia, it's very hard to change. It has to be changed, but it has to be very thoughtful. It's not simple because I would suggest that everyone will study mathematics or philosophy at the first degree, because to gain tools, but you need a core, and then you have to go broad. And it's a big change, and the academia is not ready for that yet. And that should be done. We are trying to talk like here in this conference, at the broadband, but it's not there yet. I'm fighting for that many years, even this conference. Everybody wants to come to his slot. And therefore, I'm so grateful that you joined forces and that you stayed. So, and just one last word about statistics. And I have many, many examples how statistics are misleading. And I'm not sure regarding all the numbers, but we need to do, and many companies paid a lot of money for that, for these mistakes in statistics, for the publications, so many publications that weren't reliable, not replicable, not reproducible. And that's another tool that has to be developed. So all that, I do think this, I didn't plan, I just wanted to conclude our meeting, but I think everything is combined and we have to do all together. And just about science and nature that I promised, it's very easy when you're outside, like with the AIDS. It was 3 months I was in the United States, and and we published a note here and a paper here, so you will be in both sides. And it was easy when you come with something sexy like AIDS. And that's also another thing, that what is in the core of those things, but it's changing, and I think for the good. So the time is to conclude, and I didn't plan to say, but that was a reflection to all that wonderful, wonderful lectures. I think we provided the broadband of insights. And I started the meeting by thanking you for joining us, and the honor and privilege to have you with us. And yes, it was, and it went much beyond I expected, and that's thanks to you. I think it was, for me, and I hope for you as well, it was very interesting, intriguing, and even I hope that it was even official and beneficial and visionary. And I hope each of you had his own lesson from nature that I do hope will develop to collaboration, to moving forward. And therefore, I'm here, and this institute is here, and we are looking forward to joint efforts and to, yes, Danny, thinking outside of the box, and I dare to, and I think we have to. And I do hope that the concluding and the outcomes of this meeting will be presented in the next one. And I'm planning the next one because I dared to do the first, and now together we will do the second, and I hope more. And as I said, we are at the right time, at the right place, and this, place which is far away from everything and forces us to talk and to collaborate, and this is life for me, by all means. And I want to thank the collaborators here and this place that is ready to host that, and I'm available 24/7 for any idea, anytime. I want to thank Dudu and the institute that is running every day here, and his wonderful support and collaboration. And I want to thank Yael Maosh that is here, that he's leading the R&D in Arava, the DETSI and Arava R&D Center. And they are doing right the research here, and during lunch we will have everybody who wants to go a tour through the labs and so on is very invited, and the people here. And the support of the local authorities and, all those who enable us to reach and to work here in science. And the most important, the one that I convinced to support me all along, and I captured him into my dream, is the president of the Tel Aviv University, who really supported and went with me in this high flying, and I hope with some welcome and very good results in the future. And that's a very, very big, long way that we made. And I'm looking forward for the fruitful results. And the next meeting that I'm envisioning, I'm giving you a date. I'm not sure I will be there, but I spread the rumor. They say that it has to be far enough. And I told already the dates to be sure that you can make it. So I'm envisioning to do the next meeting in March 2019. Till then, we need results. We need to present what we did here today, and to present our fruitful result. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy. And really, it was a big pleasure, and thank you for collaborating with me and staying with us in this mission. Thank you.